Support for this program is provided in part by Guido's Fresh Marketplace. Support for this program is provided in part by Guido's Fresh Marketplace.
Welcome to The Natural Cook. I'm Anna Gershenson. I missed you guys. I hope you missed me too. You know that I've been away all these years during COVID, but I could not resist bringing our grandchildren to produce an episode with them. I think it was 5 years ago that they've been here, and you can tell, if you remember, these cute kids who are now taller than I am, and are ready to make something yummy so that you can do it at home after you watch our show. So again, Eitan and Gaia, welcome. Also, thank you to my crew, Jeff Turner and Paul Derwin, for supporting us and doing an awesome job. So today we are going to make salade nicoise. Salade nicoise is something that sounds foreign because the origin is from south of France. So why nicoise?
It's called Nicoise because it's from the city Nice, where fishermen would bring home their catch of the day, and then their wives would prepare it with vegetables from the garden to make this nice salad.
Yes, and the good thing is that you can do it practically all of it in advance and then throw things at the last minute. So I did do some things in advance and some not, and Guy and Eitan are going to be helping me with the prep and then putting it together and then tasting it and letting me know whether they approve. Okay, so green beans are one of the ingredients that goes into it, and luckily we are in the growing seasons, and you know how much I love the farms, so they're local. Also, I want to remind you that the cutting board might be very, very kind of unstable. So we wet a piece of paper towel and we put it underneath to steady it. so that now, it cannot move and we can cut comfortably. So Eitan is going to start cutting the green beans, and I will show the easier way. You see there is quite a good amount of them. So you can just take a handful and make sure that they are all, lined with the ends facing in one direction. And then you can cut with a knife. You can take it like that, hold it sturdily, and just go cut away and just move it away. And then you can put the beans. I'll give you a bowl. You can put the beans here. And so you have your job, okay? All right, so let me put it here. I think that we might need that space. Some beans do have a little bit of string. So if you suspect that your beans do, you might want to take it one at a time and just, snap it and pull off the string. So you decide when you get your beans how you want to proceed. Okay, so now also we are going to preparing water. So if you want to have everything going smoothly and quickly, what do?
You boil the water in advance.
Exactly. So we prepared water in advance. Also for green beans, we need to season our vegetables, right? What do we season them with? What do we season the water with?
Salt.
Exactly. So in order for the beans to have, like more pronounced flavor, salt is a wonderful addition. And the beans, they don't have to cook, that long, but you have to taste. Also, what I pre-cooked is these beautiful
Potatoes.
Yes.
Yay.
These are Yukon Gold. Potatoes are actually in the category of vegetables that are best eaten organic. So these are organic. And then we have shallots that will go into the dressing. And we have tomatoes and eggs. And here where Gaia's job comes in. So I'm going to turn up the heat on the water to bring it back to boil. In the meantime, I pre-cooked the eggs. So let's talk about eggs, Gaia. Do you like eggs?
I love eggs.
Wonderful. Which way do you like them both, like most?
Scrambled.
Scrambled eggs. Okay, that's much easier and much faster, as you know, right? And you can probably make it yourself.
Yeah.
Well, these have to be hard-boiled. Do we know how to make hard-boiled eggs? Like what do we start with? Do we throw them into hot water? We start with cold water. How long do we cook? Do we know?
No.
Okay, so now is the time for all of us to learn. So there are many different ways, but I found that the way that works best for me is to have water boiling, to have your eggs, preferably, you can pull them out of the refrigerator in advance, like maybe half an hour in advance, so that they come to room temperature, so they don't crack when there is a shock of lowering them into hot boiling water. And then carefully lower them, and then bring the water back to boil, and then lower the heat so that they're kind of like slowly cooking, and put the timer on 8 to 9 minutes. The way I like my eggs, I don't like them to be boiled in a way that the egg yolk becomes like all, solid. I like a little bit on the softer side, and also if the eggs are beautiful and the chickens were fed nicely, right? Then the color is different, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like if you buy like regular eggs, what will be the color of the egg yolk?
Pale yellow.
Exactly. But then once you have these chickens that were eating healthily, right, and roaming, what will happen to the egg yolk?
It will be more yellow.
Right, it will brighter, right?
Yeah.
It kind of like more into orangey, right?
It'll
Okay.
be like this color, a little bit.
Even brighter, right? So let's see. So we already pre-cooked them. I have cold water here. Why? Why do you think I have cold water here?
To help the eggshell be, make it easier to chip away.
Perfect. Wonderful. Yes, to loosen it. And you know what we'll do also? We'll take a piece of towel. It's a clean cloth towel. and we will just put it next to it so that when you peel your egg and lower it, just kind of dry it up a little bit, and then we'll put it into a bowl, okay? So let's do it. Just start knocking on it first.
Okay.
And show me how you're
Should I
doing.
do it on the towel or on the counter?
Counter, because on a towel it really won't be very efficient. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Good. Yes. Okay. And now you can just, you can roll it a little bit like that, right? To loosen even more. And then start peeling it. Yes. Okay, so while you are peeling, and remember that if you have shells, right, you can always like put it there, like dip it, and then dry it and put it into a bowl. Okay, how is it going, Eitan?
It's going great.
Great job. Okay, so in the meantime, what I can do is I can start the dressing, because what is a salad without a dressing, right?
Exactly.
And what usually goes into a dressing, Eitan?
Lots of spices and shallots.
Well, the basics of the dressing are some kind of acid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And today we are going to be using vinegar, but we could also use lemon. That's also an acid. Also, what kind of oil do we like using in a dressing?
Olive oil.
Right, exactly. Olive oil, and the better olive oil, the more delicious your dressing will be, especially, when you are cooking with olive oil, then it's a good idea not to use your best. But if you are making a dressing, then please use your best. Also, we're using shallots. Shallots are much milder than onions, and so we will chop them, and then we will put them together with our vinegar and let them sit a little bit so that they would just kind of marinate a bit and soften their flavor. Okay, right away we are going to clean up. That's a good idea, to always clean as you go, not to let things accumulate. Okay, and so now I will be chopping. You see, I didn't even remove the end because I want the layers to be held together. So let's see. Now you take this one and I'll take this one because it's
good.
more convenient.
Right.
Yeah, that's a stubborn one. Okay. So then you put them flat. I always like putting everything flat when I'm cutting something because it stabilizes it, and it's really very nice not to worry, that it will be rolling away from you. So you cut it like into thin slices, and this way you get a very even, nice chop. Okay, so Eitan is almost done.
Yeah.
Now we can talk a little bit about potatoes. I pre-cooked the potatoes, and they have to go into the salad cold, of course. But there is something special about cold potatoes. And I wanted to check with Eitan if he knows anything about it.
What I know is that potatoes are one of the foods that are high in resistant starches, which are starches that don't break down in our gut. So they ferment and they feed the healthy bacteria. But they have to be served cold to keep the resistant starches there.
So they've been, as you're aware, there've been a lot of talk about the health of the gut. We were not aware that gut is such an important part of our health system. And now we know that if our gut doesn't function properly, then food just doesn't break down. And all the good nutrients that we might be consuming are not getting to us. So it's very, very, very important for us to keep our gut healthy, and resistant starches are doing just that. And so what other foods do we know that have resistant starches?
I know rice has resistant starches.
Yes.
Oats have resistant starches.
Yes.
Some healthy grains like barley and sorghum have resistant starches.
Yes.
Um,
Even there is something on the table here today that has resistant starches.
besides potatoes.
Yeah.
Green beans.
Yes, green beans. So you see, we have a very, very healthy meal today. Okay, it done is practically done.
Yeah.
I'm seasoning the water, so the water has to be pretty salty. So don't be afraid, because the beans are not really absorbing that much salt. But if you don't have enough salt, then the flavor of the bean won't come through as well. So maybe you can just clean it up here, like put everything into this bowl.
All right, sounds good.
Right, and then we are going to drop, let me go behind you. We are going to be dropping these green beans. And then we need to check, as the green beans are cooking, it's called blanching them actually. You don't want to have green beans like, soft. All we want to do is kind of to have them still kind of crunchy. So I'm going to cover it to bring it back to boil faster. And I will continue with my dressing. So we don't need this. We can already get rid of this. You see, it's very important to clean up as you go, right? Because first of all, it kind of doesn't confuse you, right?
Yep.
It also saves on time because you have the time. So in the meantime, tuna is one of the ingredients. And the beautiful part about this salad is that basically there isn't really that much to do. How are you doing with your eggs?
So I'm like, so far so good.
So you can just dip it there and then peel. It will be easier. But you don't have to put them into the water to keep them there because we
Okay.
don't want them to have water because water dilutes what? What does water dilute?
Flavor.
Exactly. The water, well, it won't dilute the flavor eggs, but we are going to dress, right? So if we have water anywhere, then our dressing gets diluted and it's not going to be as yummy. So you dip there if you have difficulty peeling and then, dry it up. Okay. So now we need to prepare our tuna. So we will open it, right? And then you can use the same lid just to strain it into the bowl. And then you can just keep it still in the can and we'll put it out when we're ready.
All right.
Great. So dressing, back to dressing. I hope that you don't find it confusing that we are doing a lot of things at the same time, but we only have half an hour. So we will, the recipe is, right. One recipe, 3 tablespoons finely chopped shallots. We definitely have much more here, so we can put some out. We can put some here. All right, then we have 1/3 cup vinegar, which I'm going to do. I'm not going to measure. I kind of have an idea what 1/3 cup will be. Okay. And then I'll close it so that we don't have an accident, right?
Yeah.
Then I will put a pinch of salt. Or did I already? No. You see, you can always taste. If you have any doubt, you can always taste. Okay, so in general, it's a good idea to let the shallots macerate a little bit. But since we don't have time, we won't, but in general, we could have started with this, right? And they would be macerating while we're doing other stuff. Yeah. So now, a teaspoon of Dijon, some pepper to taste. It says to taste, so this is why it's so important. You're actually developing your taste buds, believe it or not. You're developing. I see a little piece of shell.
Oh no.
Yay, you're perfect Barbie, yes?
Yeah.
Perfectionist. I'm not perfect, sorry.
Let me check the other ones.
Yeah, check the other ones. Okay, so now let's see. When you are opening, when you are peeking to see what is happening with your beans, be aware that the steam is very hot. So you don't want to have your face near, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. So I'll take it and I will slide it, and they're cooking nicely, so we don't need to have them covered anymore. And here, you can wipe your hands. In the meantime, we need to taste, right? And we also have a bowl with ice, so that once we get them out, we can dump them quickly. And then, what is this towel for? We can use this towel for drying them, because if they're not dry, what will happen to the dressing?
It will dilute.
Exactly. Perfect. I didn't even know that they knew so much. Now I do. Okay. So now we are tasting, and you'll be tasting too.
It smells really good.
Yeah. See? These are the beans that have strings, but we'll have to persevere. Okay. So they're actually perfect now. Do you want to taste? I know that they're,
I'll give it a try.
yeah. You can dip it into cold water so that it's not so hot. And try. And you too, Gaia.
Okay.
Another
So
one
hard,
for
sorry.
you. Okay. Okay, what do you think?
Tastes good.
It's good.
I think it's ready.
Great. So what we are going to do now, we are going to put this close by, right? Because we are going to dump them into it. And by the way, it's not a good idea to keep the olive oil close to heat. Always keep olive oil in a dark place. You see a dark bottle, and in a cool place. So I'm turning off our stove. And look how beautiful
Wow.
they are.
That's a
And
lovely
the color. And by the way, what does cold water help with when we shock, the vegetable? It helps with the color.
Color.
Yes, the color it really gets brighter when we shock in cold water. So right now, what we want to do is, okay, just make sure that they are all submerged, right? And I don't want you to touch the, let's put it away. Okay, and we are going to need the towel again because, like we said, we don't want to have a cold, right?
It is very cold.
Yes. Okay, I think they're good. So what you can do is just pull them out and just place them here. And you can, well, let's take this out. And do we need to do something with it, with potatoes? Yes. So you now cut them in half.
Okay.
And actually, I'm just thinking what would be a better size for consumption. Quarters?
Quarters, I think.
Quarters, yeah, like that.
All right.
Okay, so do them all.
Yep.
And you can move them here. Now I can add this marinated enough. And I can add olive oil. And just, are you okay?
It is very, I'm good,
Yes.
but
So after you're done with all of this, right, just fold the towel and kind of dry them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you actually, the ratio is like 3/4 cup olive oil to 1/3 cup of vinegar. I don't like it too oily, so I always taste, but make sure that everything is emulsified. Okay, and then I can taste. So potatoes are ready.
Pretty much.
So you can quickly, I'll show you how to quickly move them. Because
Tastes good.
I think more olive oil. It's kind of a little too vinegary. Also, I like more salt there. Okay, now, whatever we don't need, we move away, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. So now you can take this and just so easy for you just to move it here like that. Hold with one hand. Yes, great. So make sure that you just like push on them to make sure that the water is absorbed. And the next thing we'll be cutting is eggs.
Okay.
So cut eggs in half now.
All right, half?
Yes. and you
Long way
can-
or?
Well, long way is nice. And
Yeah.
we will see how we made out with our egg yolk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Yay! And I liked when there is a little softness there, so maybe they're not all the same. Okay, and another thing that we'll have to do is we will cut the lettuce leaves in half as well. So after that, all we do is just assemble our salad. So since we do not need our ice anymore, I'll move it out. Whatever we don't need goes out, so that our space is clean. Excellent. Yes. So let's take our
Nice platter.
lettuce.
It's pretty.
Itan, lettuce.
Oh, lettuce.
Yes. I'm moving. You take lettuce and cut it quickly.
Okay.
All right, because we want to start placing things. All right, so what do we need for this salad? We have the tuna that we'll put out, and we kind of break it down. Okay. Okay. And we are getting tuna in olive oil, by the way, not in water. It's a much more delicious tuna. So since this is ready, we are going to start placing things. Okay. The long way?
Oh, long way.
Yeah,
Makes more sense.
that's right. Okay, keep going. Keep
Okay.
going. Keep going. Okay, so here we are putting the lettuce kind of on the bottom, right? Yes. We are breaking down our tuna. Okay. All right. So you got an idea, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So we are taking a spoon and we are just, like going around and putting dressing on the salad. Then we are taking our potatoes and everything goes kind of like in its own category, right? So that it will be easy. So putting the beans. Please help me put the beans. Then we put tomatoes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Then we put the tuna. Yeah. Excellent. Then we put the olives. Yay. We put the eggs.
Want me to help you?
Yeah, of course. We don't have all the time as we have at home. Yay. Yes, nice. Okay, and now let's put this away. This we will add. For now, we don't really cannot do this. We are moving this around. Okay, we are putting our beautiful platter right here. We are taking the dressing and we are just spooning it on everything. Yay. Okay. Yes.
It smells
okay.
so good.
And we leave some in the bowl in case somebody wants, to help themselves. And then we take the capers and we are sprinkling them all around. So we are coming to the end of our time here. You can taste, guys, and tell me how you like it. Here.
Thank you.
Yes. And if we need more dressing.
Delicious.
So what do you like about it?
It's very fresh and healthy.
Thank you. And the flavors come through?
Yes.
It's very flavorful.
And different textures? Fantastic. Thank you for coming to my show. Thank you for visiting your Bobby. We are very excited that we could appear again together. And we hope that you will make this salad at home. It's really very, very easy and very yummy. And remember about the resistant starches. There is plenty of good nutrition on this platter. Don't forget the eggs that have a lot of protein. And don't forget the tomatoes that have also wonderful vitamins and antioxidants. So everything on this plate is not just beautiful, but yummy.
And healthy.
Okay, that's the end of our show. And hope you will come again and visit me, and we'll shoot it.
Support for this program is provided in part by Guido's Fresh Marketplace.